be ready in a mindset to bounce back tonight.
Everybody going after SLU. They're the #1 team in the league. They're 25-3 on the season, 13-2. They hold a half-game lead on VCU, who beat Fordham today. And so a win would gain that one-game separation that they want. This Duquesne team gave them trouble in Pittsburgh the last time they played, and right on cue, they open up with a basket. Jimmy Williams with a nice curl and bucket.
And specifically, Jimmy Williams gave him trouble last game. He had 28, played really well, hit some shots early, and just kept his momentum. He's a matchup issue.
Jones to Brown with the basket underneath. Dion Brown scores for SLU.
Dion creating havoc right away, sneaking in on that baseline like he always does. Q with a nice pass, 2-2.
Brown, a great defender, matched up with Terrence Ginyard. There is Ginyard. He got away and he splashes a three. And it's a 5-2 lead for the Dukes.
And in those first two possessions, you saw the game plan for Duquesne. It's Ginyard and it's Williams off action, off cuts, away from the ball. Ginyard with a three there. The tail of the tape tonight is, can the Billikens guard those two guys?
Robbie Avila flips one to Trey Green, and outside they go. And the three goes down for Quentin Jones, and he shushes the Duquesne bench. Oh, it's going to be a fun night here in St. Louis.
A lot of energy in the building. Another sellout crowd Saturday night. Good start for both teams.
On the attack, baseline won't go. The putback by Dixon won't, but Duquesne retains it, and Ginyard hits another. Terrence Ginyard knocks down another three.
Yeah, basically the same spot, and that was off the offensive rebound. That's something Duquesne does really well, is offensive rebound.
And running into one there was Netchus. He blocked it with his arm. Duquesne is on the run, and the basket by Brandon Hall. The Dukes take a 10-5 lead out of the gate.
And Duquesne averages 14 points a game in transition. You saw it there off the turnover of Dion Brown. Just a little careless on the pass, and they're off and running.
Josh Schertz paces the sideline. He wanted physicality out of his team to match Dayton in that road loss. And there wasn't enough of it. A long three attempt from Green. Netchus tracks it down.
Yeah, a little high archer there. He had to get it over the hand of Dixon. Good challenge by Dixon way up top on Green.
This is Netchus asking for his Dixon. And now Williams, who had the first basket of the game, he takes another two and knocks it in.
Well, I know we talked about the first half scoring in the open, and the difference really the last 8 games has been defense. Teams have just been getting quality shots against the Billikens defense, and that's been the case so far tonight.
Open three for Dion Brown. He pulled the trigger and found nothing but net. 12-8.
Can you settle your defense? It's early, but can you establish your defense, get some stops, or at least make it more challenging shots?
There's a challenge, and still goes in as Brown claps his hands together after getting in the face of Ginyard, who knocks down another triple.
And sometimes it's just pride, Tom. Like, you've got to hate being scored on. That was a really tough shot, but still, you can't give him those looks.
What a couple of passes there to an open McCautry, who doesn't draw iron. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with SLU. And you want some physicality, here they come with Drew Joyce III, the head coach of Duquesne, in his second season. We saw his team here last year playing at the tail end of the regular season. So the Billikens replace Brown and McCautry with Otieno and Thames. Here we go. You want some physicality? You got some big boys in there right now, along with Robbie Avila. He's got the ball. He shoves aside Netchus. Green with the killer crossover, but misses the shot. Breaking ankles out there. Williams, yes. Duquesne with another three. The Dukes have taken a 10-point lead at SLU.
And we saw this against VCU. Just too many quality looks from three. If you're St. Louis, you've got to run them off that three-point line.
Duquesne is 4 for 4 from 3. Thames, high pass for Avila. Robbie loses it. Scramble for it. Underneath. It's Dixon to Williams and throws it down. It's a 20-8 lead for Duquesne.
And again, I mean, you're giving up 20 points in not even 5 minutes here.
Avila. Otieno fighting for it. Paul goes back up and gets fouled.
It's a great rebound by Paul there, but as you look at Josh Schertz in his first timeout, he's got to figure out how to set the defense and get some stops. Come on back.
Arena. I want to now focus on one of the leaders on this Billikens team, Robbie Avila, no stranger to success. He won at Indiana State, made it all the way to the conference championship, made it all the way to the NIT championship. Now 25-3 with the St. Louis Billikens. I asked him what similarities he sees between that team and this current Billikens team.
I think the biggest thing that kind of reminds me of that team is just the mentality of like trying to finish this the right way. You know, obviously we had a really good season up until I think we lost 2 in a row at Indiana State, and so we knew in order to make this a special season, we had to finish it off the right way. And so I think we're kind of on the same path, and you know, we want win these 3, but in order to win 3, you got to win 1 first. And so we're just taking it a day-by-day mentality.
Well, Robbie knows it well. He said every game is magnified at this point to get them to their ultimate goal of making the tournament. When I asked him how he approaches these final regular season games, he said despite slow starts recently, like we're seeing tonight, this team knows who they are. He tells me they're not changing the way they do things and pointed to the importance of staying mentally tough in these moments. These guys are all experienced when it comes to the basketball hardwood, and I think, guys, they understand what's at stake here.
Tamar, he's keeping Paul Otieno at the free throw line in this ball game. Nobody will be coming in for him, as well as Kellen Thames. As Trey Green saunters up the floor, it looked like Josh Schertz probably let him have it. I would think he had that dad at the middle of the floor scowl on his face at the end of that moment.
Well, Coach Schertz, we've talked about a lot of these broadcasts, is known for his offensive genius, but defensively he takes a lot of pride in that. And to give up a 20 spot in 5 minutes is a total lack of concentration. Sky Report and credit Duquesne, they made a lot of shots, but you've got to set your defense better than that. So I'm sure that was an animated timeout.
Duquesne up 20-10 as the ball gets away, and an offensive rebound for Duquesne. It's Netchus finds Williams. Dribbles his way out of trouble. Ginyard, 9 on the shot clock. Back out to Williams for 3. Misses this one, and a rebound, Otieno. That is the first 3 miss, 2 of them for Duquesne. They're now 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, 8 of 11 from the floor here tonight. Green to Otieno, back to Trey. Green. Layup good for Trey Green, and he's fouled.
Yeah, great penetration there by Trey. I I thought the other night against Dayton, he really struggled. He just didn't look himself. He didn't have his normal energy and his bounce. And I thought the difference in that was he was getting too stuck on that three-point line. So to see him get a first dribble drive, hesitation at the top of the key, and then get downhill and finish, go to the line for the and one. It's a great sign for SLU early.
Now the shooters are coming in with Sharma and Dunlap about to check in for Trey Green. Sharma and Dunlap, pretty much the same type player in terms of size, ability to shoot the basketball IQ. And Green completes the three-point play, and he'll be replaced by Brady Dunlap.
Yeah, a little bit more size, obviously. Ishan Sharma and Dunlap, as you mentioned, both really good catch-and-shoot guys off motion, off movement. A big lineup for St. Louis on the floor right now.
Duquesne leads 20-13. This is Jimmy Williams going one-on-one with Otieno, gives it up to Dixon, who misses the layup, got fouled by Otieno. This season, Neighbors Credit Union is teaming up with Billiken Basketball to block out hunger within our communities. For every block tallied by the men's and women's basketball teams this season, Neighbors Credit Union will donate $20 to Operation Food Search. For more information, visit SLUBillikens.com/neighbors or neighborscu.org. Dixon can't get the roll. Otieno has 22 blocks on the season. He is on the left block, and that one goes in for Dixon. 21-13. Duquesne by 8.
John Hughley checks into the game, big number 4. Just a large human. 6'10". I don't know what they have. Let's see what they have him listed at. 265. I think he's all that and then some.
He's a big man. Saw him last year at Xavier when they took on UConn. He fit right in with all those big boys. Here's Thames with the miss. And a fight for the rebound, and ripping it away is Alex Williams. Over to Jimmy Williams. Alex Williams now with the handoff to Crawford. There is Hughley. Williams lost it. Otieno, he's got Kellen. He hits Thames, back to Otieno. Layup good for Paul Otieno.
Really great play by Paul there. Get it out ahead of you to Kellen. Keep running hard to the rim and get it back. A little dish from Kellen. In this lineup for St. Louis U, Thames is running the point guard position. So get it to your point and get to that rim for a reward.
It's a big SLU lineup out there right now. 21-15, Duquesne in the lead by 6. Crawford ran into the shoulder of Dunlap. Thames tried to take it away and fouled Williams.
Yeah, we'll see on the previous possession, Tom here, Paul gets it, as I mentioned, throw it ahead. You hear that all the time from the big guys. Just throw it ahead to the guard, rim run, get right to the front, get your hands ready, catch and finish. Nice sequence there by Paul.
Hughley takes the inbound pass. Williams fakes out McCautry. Into the corner. It's Crawford. And a big rebound there by Thames, and the Billikens are on the run. McCautry for 3. This crowd was ready to explode.
Yeah, that was a good 3 for Amari. It's not always his shot. Sometimes when he catches it quick, that's not a great look at that one. He had time, got his feet set, really good release, just didn't go down.
6-point lead for Duquesne. Under 12 minutes.
Good double.
Alex Williams, cross-court pass. That's DeMichael, and he had it blocked by McCautry. And now Amari. Here's Sharma on his left. There he is. Ish. 3 ball. He's shot.
Well, that is his shot all day long. Catch, shoot, get the feet set, knock it down. He is their igniter. When he gets going, and something about him in particular, when he makes one, it just seems to get the whole crowd going, the whole team's energy going. Really pretty there.
It cut it to 21-18, and now Jimmy Williams gets fouled on a three-point attempt. And so with 11:23 to go in the first half, it's 21-18. Duquesne leading SLU. Chaffetz Arena in Midtown, and St. Louis and Duquesne going at it in the Atlantic 10. 11:23 to go in the first half. Duquesne leading 21-18 with Troy Robertson and Tamar Scher. I'm Tom Ackerman. They just announced Nelly is in the house here tonight. A lot of high celeb factor when Nelly walks in the door. We've seen our share of celebs here at Chaffetz Arena. There's Quentin Jones. There's Ishant Sharma on the bench along with Paul Otieno. Sharma just knocked down a three, Troy. But really, why is this now a three-point game? SLU is locked down defensively.
Yeah, at the 15-minute timeout, Duquesne had 20 points. At the 12-minute timeout, they've got 21 points. So just much better defense. And we've seen this all year. It's really hard for opposing teams to sustain the energy needed to make those shots, run all their actions, come off of cuts, and do that when SLU's able to sub 9 guys total, play 9 guys in their rotation. It just kind of wears you down. And we'll watch as Ginyard and Williams go out through the night. Can they have the energy to keep up that kind of pace for a 40-minute game? So far this year, no opposing team has been able to do that against the Billikens.
Before the break, Jimmy Williams was fouled on a three-point attempt. Foul on McCautry. Here are 3 free throws for Williams. There's Nelly.
There he is.
He's sitting right behind this basket that Williams is shooting on. Good to see him.
A true story from 25 years ago. They shot the video for Hot in Here same time as we had practice when I was on the team, and he asked a couple of the guys to come to the video shoot, and coach said, if you go, you won't play the next game. So I didn't go, and 25 years later I think, maybe I should have just went to go be in the video. If you look at that video next time you see it, kids YouTube what a music video is. There are several St. Louis shoe jerseys on people in the crowd that we had handed out to some of these guys.
Well, you know what? Maybe we get the two of you together after this game, see if we can knock it out. He says, take that! As SLU cuts the lead to 3 again, 23-20.
Well, they had that play set up out of the timeout for their first possession.
There's a steal by Kellen. He dives for it, but it dribbles its way into the backcourt, and it's retrieved by Williams. Oh, Kellen feigns, trying to get this crowd excited. Williams attacking, getting around McCautry and can't score. Sharma, what a great catch. Right in front of Drew Joyce. McCautry zings one over to the man of the moment, and that's Thames. Now Amari He goes to work and gets fouled by DeMichael.
Yeah, we'll see the previous play. The lob for Kellen is a great design as Martin Hunter goes to the bench. There's a back screen there by Ishan Sharma, and if that defender doesn't slide back all the way, that lob's going to be there. And of course with Kellen, you don't need much room. Just throw it high and let him go get it.
Sharma ran out of room right in front of the Duquesne bench and had to throw it desperately, and it was taken away by Duquesne.
And against Dayton on Tuesday night, they had 2 turnovers off inbound plays. There's another one right there. Very uncharacteristic to not run a crisp inbounds play.
Alex Williams hits a 3. Deion Brown is in the game, and he shot that one over Brown. Well, they're talking to somebody over here on this sideline. Every time they make a shot, who are they talking to? Mike Shadle's over there. Here's Ishan Sharma. Deion Brown. Dunlap dumps one back to Deion, who floats one inside to Otieno, and it got stolen away. Crawford, a no-look pass to Ginyard. Well, Duquesne's having some fun out there. Here's Deion Brown back the other way.
Yeah,
Sharma, Dunlap, 3 balls. That cuts the lead to 3 again. It's 26-23 Duquesne with 9:15 to go in the first half. And a timeout is called by Drew Joyce III. He does not like what he sees. Billikens, a top 10 offense in America. Scoring margin, field goal percentage, and assists per game. Troy?
Well, just a complete team. They can beat you in a whole lot of ways with a whole lot of different players. At the beginning of the season, Coach Schertz knew he had something special, and you blink, you're 28 games in and go, okay, we were top 10 in 4 huge scoring categories. The payoff of his recruiting and his teaching and his system. No surprise, the man knows his basketball, knows offensive sets, knows how to get these players good quality shots.
Duquesne leads it 26-23 with 9:10 to go in the first half. This is Ginyard. Gets around a screen. To Netchus. And now Crawford. And a foul is called, and Dunlap can't believe it. Poked his hand in there and got called for the foul.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a reach there. From my spot, I thought that was a good call. I tell you, Duquesne's really doing a nice job moving the ball side to side. Lots of actions, lots of motion.
Well, both of these teams certainly have a bounce to their step, but Duquesne looks like they're having a good old time out there, trying to take down SLU in their own house. Ginyard for 3. And Brown batted that one in the air, and a foul is called. And it's going to go against SLU. And it's going to be Ogden. Crowd is displeased.
I was watching Deion Brown. He was really battling down low to keep his possession. I didn't see Robbie. Must have had a little bit of a hold. And Duquesne's a good offensive rebounding team, so getting your defense set's one thing, but then securing that rebound is the second part to it.
Netchus drew the double and threw it to no man's land, and Dunlap took it away. Duquesne leads 26-23, 8.5 to go first half. Avila to Brown. Now Quentin Jones. Really nice perimeter defense, but they crack it with Brown, and it rolls off the rim.
Great pass by Brady, kind of a misdirection, looked one way and found Deion underneath, just couldn't convert.
Jimmy Williams off the glass, can't get the kiss.
This is a great pace for SLU in general.
Avila gets bumped, hit hard by Dixon. 56. First half. We got a ball game in St. Louis.
Chaffetz Arena, I'm here with three-time Grammy Award winner Nelly. Nelly, you champion St. Louis. You come out here and support SLU basketball. Why was it so important for you to be here to support tonight?
Well, I'm thankful that they, will have me out. So, you just feeling the energy. They're having a great season, and anytime you get a chance to come out and show support, it's worth it.
I was at your black and white ball this year. You give back to your city in any way you can. Why is that meaningful to you to continue to give back to St. Louis?
Well, that's always been a goal since the first day we got in as far as the game. So hopefully we can continue to grow and help more and more St. Louis.
And do you want to just have this goal of continuing to grow, continuing to build? Why stay so connected and committed?
Well, first of all, I know what it's like not to have and to just know that somebody gives a damn sometimes. So that's all. It's nothing like I'm no golden child. I just try to do what I can.
Nelly, really appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, Tamara, thank you. Great stuff with Nelly. Courtside for SLU and Duquesne. It's great to have him here. Great to have everyone here. This place is packed to the rafters.
Well, when I heard he was coming, I said, Nelly, I'll bring my chain. You can wear it for the game. I want it back after. But that's a loaner I gave to him.
Yeah,
tonight.
we'll make sure you get it back.
Yeah.
And that contract talk we have to have between to get you in that next video. 26-25 is the score. A 1-point lead for the Dukes as the Billikens are mounting their comeback here. Duquesne just one of their last 9 from the floor.
And just real quick thought on Nelly and the other celebrities we've had. St. Louis University is St. Louis' basketball team. In the winter, there's no other game in town. Obviously, there's no pro team here in town. So if you're a big basketball fan or just a fan of St. Louis in general, this is your team.
Good pass, put back out, and the shot clock expires. Hall didn't see it. Brandon Hall caught with the basketball in his hand as the shot clock expired. It's a violation back to SLU, and now a chance to take that lead.
And just great, much more resistance, much more physicality on the defensive end after the first 4 minutes of the game. See if they can convert here and get a lead.
SLU has not led in this game. Sharma! He changes it with a 3. Ishan Sharma knocks it down.
He's the igniter. A little pressure here on the inbounds. Something about Ishan, when he makes it, it just gets everybody going the way he comes off those sprint screens, catching fire from 25 feet.
Billikens on an 8-0 run. Dixon down to Ginyard. He throws his shoulder into Brown on the screen, creates some room, and a three is missed by Ginyard and a foul on Deion Brown.
Second time Slew's foul, three-pointer tonight. Speaking of, Eshan just comes all the way from the right 45-degree angle all the way to the left towards the Duquesne bench, gathers himself, pulls up and knocks it down.
Duquesne hasn't scored in almost 3 minutes. Ginyard ends that right there. The Center for Advanced Dental Education is the official dental specialties partner of St. Louis University Athletics. For more information, visit cade.slu.edu. Ginyard 2 of 2, and he gets a third on that three-point attempt. He got fouled, and Ginyard's had a big day already. He's already in double figures with 11 points. He's knocked down 3 threes, and now he has 3 free throws.
Well, he and Williams are certainly the two you have to watch. He's got 12 already.
It's Brown, long on the attempt, and Ginyard waves it off. It's Duquesne basketball with 6.5 to go in the first half and a 1-point lead. Slew climbs back into this game. The largest lead was 12, 20-8 for Duquesne. And Williams finds Dixon underneath for the basket. Great pass, great finish.
Yeah, really good dribble handoff action there. Beautiful pass inside to Dixon as Jones dances with the three on this end to tie the game. Since the first time since 2-2.
Quentin Jones knocks down his second three-point attempt. He's 2 for 2, and now going in and scoring his haul on the other end. It's back and forth between Slew and Duquesne. Billikens are 6 of 12 from 3, the same percentage as Duquesne at this point. They're 5 of 10. Avila with that classic move and got it blocked out of bounds.
Yeah, we see Q here in the corner. Trey Green with a good penetration. There was a great article by Stu Durando that talked about if you help on penetration, Josh Schertz believes that spray to the corner or to any shooter is available. That's kind of a backbone piece of his offense. You see it perfectly done right there. Duquesne was in his zone on the out of bounds. Now they go back to man-to-man. A lot of contact and travel.
And a travel call on Deion Brown, and that's credit to the defense of Terrace Ginyard. Deion comes out of the game. Thames is back in for St. Louis.
You see that sometimes with Deion. He's working so hard. He's just giving everything he can, but sometimes he just gets a step or two too quick. Loses his balance on that occasion. Missed a little chippy one earlier just because he's almost moving too fast. He's so kinetic.
Ginyard tries to scoop past Otieno, and Paul got his hand up there, but the ball still goes in over the outstretched fingers of Otieno.
Ginyard is tough. Just really great move off the dribble. Saw the big guy, Paul, thought he could get past him. He did. Finishes in the paint.
What a basketball game. Here's Green for 3. Trey joins the three-point party with his first 3.
I think Trey Green is the best shooter on the team when other members of the bench are barking at him. Trey just kind of has to have a little chip on his shoulder, a little extra intensity. You can see it there. He knocked that one down, sent something to the bench. Got a little action back and forth.
Up in the air for Dixon. He decides to bump with Avila and goes underneath and scores on Robbie.
Really good move by Dixon, who averages 8 and 5 on the year from Memphis. Just found his space in the post and finished underneath. Really nice.
This is some big-time college basketball here. Avila, and an offensive foul is called.
Trey's going to argue here. They call a push on Trey Green. He's arguing, hey, I'm just trying to get up the lane to go screen, which is our play, and they're not giving me any motion, any movement, freedom of movement to be able to get up there and set the screen.
That is the 7th team foul on the Billikens. So Duquesne is in the bonus. 14 fouls on Duquesne. As we hit the under 4-minute mark for the first half. And the Dukes by 3. Hughley putting it on the deck and pushing away Avila. And now that ball scoots out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Duquesne. Right in front of the Billiken coaching staff.
I think we're going to see a challenge when we get back. See where the possession goes.
Our officials tonight, Tim Kelly, Michael Lucky, Mike Leon. They are taking a look at this Billiken challenge, the ball that goes out of bounds. We'll take a look ourselves. Trey Green defending, and who does that go off of?
I think it goes off of Ginyard there on his right knee as he comes through. Now, we were talking during the break, a lot of contact from Trey Green. Probably fortunate to not have a foul called there, but I think on Ginyard's downward motion as Trey Green disrupted him, it goes off his right knee. Of course, right in front of the SLU bench, so they were all over it from the aspect of whether they wanted to challenge or not. Here we go.
We will get our answer. Does our replay different? I don't think so, but we can take a look. The officials are asking to see our replay.
We could queue up that same one we were
looking at.
looking
We'll ask our
at.
control room to take a look at it as they stand at our table.
You want me to walk you through it? No, just kidding.
Here we go. Same one.
angle.
Okay. Same angle that they had over there. They're talking it over. That tells me, my gut tells me that they can't reverse it.
I think that's right. I think that doesn't feel like a consensus review to them, or they feel like it's.
Okay, unsuccessful challenge by St. Louis is what they are deciding here, and so that is costing them a timeout.
And I think the fact that they asked us, Tom, for another replay angle, which hasn't happened all season, just tells you that it was, wasn't a definitive look. I think when they looked at that, they probably thought like we did that it was off Duquesne, but you just couldn't see it clearly on that angle from the baseline, and there's no sideline camera at the moment, so ball's going to stay with Duquesne. SLU unsuccessful in the challenge. I think they'd gone 7 in a row of getting those right. Now that's 2 2 attempts. They had 1 at Dayton that was unsuccessful. So 2 in a row, they're a little cold streak on the challenges.
To inbound is Brandon Hall. And now Alex Williams working on Dunlap, and Otieno slams the ball out of bounds. Hopefully nobody got hurt over there. I mean, that was a
spike,
big-time spike.
And I love the action, actually, out of bounds. The out-of-bounds play. Williams just gets right downhill, but hold on a second. Here comes Big Paul. Rim protector. No, thank you.
And now, an in-and-out 3 attempt with a hand in his face from Jimmy Williams, and here comes Thames to Trey Green. Baseline, back out. Calmly from the corner, Jones misses.
Great pass there by Trey. Good look, just didn't go down. I tell you, Tom, the pace of this game has been so fun to watch.
Hughley gets it to drop, and a foul is called.
Back and forth action. Big Hughley coming right down the middle there.
John Hughley, the 4th. The transfer out of Xavier gets it to fall, and Duquesne goes up 5 and maybe 6.
You can see Quentin Jones kind of thought about that. Wait a minute, do I want to sit here and take a charge? With Hughley coming bearing down on me. He held his ground vertically, just wasn't quite set.
Well, the thing about Duquesne and Hughley's in this group, they have a lot of different players who can go off scoring-wise. He's had 3 different games with 25 or more points, and they have a few players like that.
Yeah, you could have a night, somebody have a random night of 25, but when it happens 3 different times, that tells you that he's a 4.
Lap, off-balance 3. Thames goes flying for the rebound, trying to make an acrobatic play, and it ends up in the hands of Ginyard, and a 6-point lead.
Coach Joyce can slow them down, run their sets. This horns action where you have 2 big guys up top. It's kind of their base look.
Alex Williams guarded by Sharma.
Stay down.
Jimmy Williams with a shot fake. Hughley tried to bat the rebound. Got it initially to a teammate, and now Thames is just tackled by Ginyard, and it's going to be an intentional foul. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Initially, he didn't cross his arms, the referee, to signal that.
Maybe he grabbed his forearm, and it wasn't the intentional foul signal, but it sure looked like it.
I mean, it's clearly just...
Oh, boy.
Going to hug him. He's not trying to hurt him, obviously.
Yeah.
But Ginyard, if you're going to do that, you've got to do that early and not let Kellen get ahead of steam like that. And once he gets to the basket, to just put 2 arms around him, I think that's a pretty easy intentional foul call there. Now they're moving him back.
It is. They are going to give it an intentional foul. They make sure we know that. The previous officials have been very good with us already here. So Sharma is going to shoot. Nope. They're going to summon Thames over.
Yeah, I think
that's Thames.
That's the difference between intentional and technical. It was announced as a technical, so they sent Eshan. It's actually an intentional foul, so that player has to shoot it.
And Thames with the miss.
And again, because it's not a technical, 1 shot for Sharma, it's 2 shots for Thames.
Kellen 0 for 2 at the line there. He's been averaging 20 points a game the last 2. Has 2 points here tonight. And he's done a lot to get this team back into the game. And now they face a 6-point deficit. They will get the ball here after the intentional foul. Dunlap with this flat set high for Slew.
Yeah, Duquesne's been doing this all night. I just saw the coach's signal diamond. It's kind of a flat 3-2 zone. They're just kind of protecting the paint. Obviously, they'll let Slew throw it out to half court all day. Then they convert back to their typical man-to-man defense.
Jones feeds Otieno, and that was blocked out of bounds by Dixon. Duquesne thought maybe it was touched by Slew last second, but it was not. 2:10 to go first half, and a 40-34 lead. Dunlap will try again. Lofts it out to Jones again. Screen from Otieno. Sharma. The handoff. Sharma takes it in, had it swatted away.
Gotta shoot it.
It was not on its way down. It's a from Tangram as the shot clock expired. Holy smokes! The officials want to take a look at it to be sure, but what an incredible sequence there. The crowd thought it was a goaltend. It was still alive. It didn't touch the rim. And then Dunlap takes one from almost half court, knocks it down, and the officials will take a look.
Well, the first thing you have to acknowledge is how heads up this is by Brady. I mean, as the block comes out and Ishan's pointing to it to let him know there's only 1-2 seconds left to catch, set himself fire, and that look we couldn't see. It's just an extremely heads-up play. Obviously, the shot is fantastic. But to gather himself that quickly and gather from 40 feet and knock it in, that's a huge play.
Wow, what a basketball game this is.
It's been a sequence. I mean, we've talked about it. The pace is amazing. 40-37, lots of points, lots of high-flying action on both ends. It's been a fun game to call.
Big-time bucket by Dunlap. Here's Tamar Sheriff.
Smile on Brady Dunlap's face, and this place erupted. His dad, who is an assistant coach at Georgia State, is actually here in the house tonight. He doesn't get to come to every game because, of course, he is an assistant coach for another team. But he tells me, you know, it is all about the mentality right now with this team. He's happy to see what Brady Dunlap has been able to do and contribute to this Pelicans offense.
And a foul called as Dunlap almost had himself a break with Sharma. And Tamar, absolutely, we love seeing Coach Dunlap in the house. Great to see him before the game. And Brady Dunlap, who's been coast to coast. He played at St. John's, grew up out in Studio City. In fact, Troy played the first 10 games at St. John's and then injured, didn't play again last year.
Yeah. We know, obviously, the quality of that program. Coach Otieno was in their rotation as a top 10 type team last year. Smart, tough. I think he's more mobile than most people think he is. We've seen him this year have plenty of times off the bounce where he finishes. Not just a catch and shoot guy. Guards it well.
Well, this crowd has been great here, urging this SLU team on. 4-point deficit in a wild first half at Chaffetz. Jones, good defense from Williams, following him and sends him back out. Now back to Jones. Q.
Yes. Really patient sequence that time by Q. Kind of went off the dribble and was probing to find his spot. Wasn't there. Gave it to Brady and then cut. Nice catch. Nice patience on the finish.
Netchus back to Ginyard. Under a minute for Duquesne, hanging on to a 2-point lead. Poked away by Quentin Jones and out of bounds.
11 seconds on the shot clock here.
I mean, this crowd, nobody goes anywhere. There are going to be long lines for the bathroom, the concession stand at halftime because they have not left their seats.
Well, they keep waiting to see if we can get a lead by halftime.
This has been fun stuff. Ginyard took a step, and he traveled with 1 second on the shot clock, and now SLU will get a final shot.
Yeah, really good job that time by Ishan Sharma. Just keep your feet, keep your position. They talk about it all the time, guard the ball with your chest. That time he didn't leave his feet because he knew Ginyard was trying to draw a foul.
I got Robbie Avila taking this shot. What do you think?
They'll try. They haven't had a three yet where he or Kellen drives it and they get the switch that they want to kick out like at the end of the George Washington game. See if that's the action they're looking for.
We'll see. Sharma. And he got hacked and brought down hard. 6.4.
16 fouls, so still they'll be on the ball out on the sideline here with 6.4.
We'll see what they do here. Sharma with the sideline entry pass. Dunlap fights for it, gets it to Robbie Avila. Avila for three for Jones, and it won't go, and that's the end of the half. 41-39, Duquesne. In a wild first half, back and forth. Duquesne has not made a field goal in the final 3:19 of the half. That was at the 15-18 mark. SLU was able to close that gap, and now it's a 2-point game. They led for a total of 29 seconds, the Billikens did, in the first half.
Well, and here's an adjustment right out of the locker room. No Amari McCautry in the starting lineup. Paul Otieno is in there at the 4, going double big with Robbie. Obviously, we talked about the size of Duquesne.
They flip it over to Brown, and he buries a three. Dion Brown has knocked down his second three of the ball game.
Really pretty cross-court pass from Robbie there. Took his time. Saw the swing on the opposite side. Dion catches it, knocks it down. Quick 1-point lead for the Billikens now.
It's Hall over to Ginyard. Comes around a screen. Netches for three off the mark. And Brown runs down the rebound. Boy, Dion, on your cue, a great start already here in the first 4 minutes of this second half. Avila tried to flip one. It came out to Green. Now Brown. And short on that one. Kept it alive, though. And Otieno off the face of Ginyard, and he keeps it in bounds. Ginyard's little stutter step, and can't toss that one in. And a whistle underneath, and it's going to go against SLU, Quentin Jones.
Yeah, we see the previous play. Dion Brown on the skip from Robbie. Just kind of catches has his feet set. Always have your hands ready. You just never know, especially with a passer like Robbie, where that ball is going to go. Catch, knock it down.
And now a whistle again, and it's going to go against SLU again. And Dion Brown's like, what did I do? What did I do? I was standing here.
Now Dion's got his hands behind his back. He looks like a soccer player when they're in the penalty area. Illegal screen.
And now another one, and a whistle. This one goes against the Dukes.
Well, and that's the game within the game, right? If you're going to grab and hold and push off cutters, and they're not going to call that, fine. But then if you set a screen, you have to stay totally still. Kind of evens it out. Both teams get a call there.
The Billikens in the lead. A rare lead in this game, and they don't want to let it go. Jones off the rim. Otieno with the follow, and he's fouled. And one for Paul Otieno.
And great job. We talked about it. Church saw it in the lineup. He just knew he had to react to Duquesne's size. Paul Otieno gets the start, gets to the rim on the offensive rebound, puts it back, draws the foul.
And now a timeout is called. The coaching staff for SLU likes it. Zach Bover, Josh Schertz, Phil Gaetano, they're all shouting, clapping. SLU leads by 3. today, St. Joseph's beat Rhode Island. It was VCU holding serve, beating Fordham by 19. With that, they're a half game behind SLU, but remember, they got swept. So SLU has the tiebreaker there. George Mason beat St. Bonaventure, and Loyola, the last place team in the league, knocks off Richmond. So with that, VCU with a 13-3 conference record, a half game behind SLU's 13-2. George Mason's now 10-6. St. Joseph's at 11-5. It's a nice team there, but nobody is in the vicinity of SLU and VCU. It comes down to that. Basically, Troy, you win these 2 home games, you got it.
Right, you talk about all year the position you put yourself in, you control your own destiny. It's that simple. You've got 18-26 here to go in this game, up 3. Can you finish this one? And then Loyola comes in on senior night next week, I believe on Wednesday. With those 2 victories, home victories, you can clinch the conference. It's that simple.
Paul Otieno completes the 3-point play. And a big one. Otieno now with 7 points, 3 rebounds. Perfect from the line, 3 for 3. And the Billikens lead swells to 4. Their largest lead of the game. A steal by Avila, but Green wasn't able to catch up to it and hauled in. Dixon to Ginyard. Lost one up in the air to David Dixon, who throws it down for Duquesne.
Well, Ginyard gets in the lane just enough to make you have to respect him. Robbie has to step forward just a little bit, and then throws the lob to Dixon, who just went up and hammered that home.
And now Green into Avila for the basket.
And conversely on this end, pick and roll action, Trey and Robbie, really nice to slide. Robbie just kind of takes his time and works himself down the lane, catch, finish. Both teams really running that pick and roll, doing a great job.
Paul goes in on Avila and scores. Oh boy, Brandon Paul from Chicago with a Chicago-like basket. Green rips one over to Avila, who gets popped by Netchus, no call. Boy, they're letting some stuff go now. There's a foul.
I'll tell you, this freedom of movement thing is hard to officiate. Both teams work the three-point line so hard where they're running hard off cuts, trying to get to certain spots, and you've got to be physical to bump them off those cuts and those movements. But I think the line oftentimes gets crossed where there's a lot of grabbing and holding too.
Josh Schertz rolls his sleeves up. He's ready to go. Avila for 3. Avila from long distance.
That's what we talked about a few minutes ago. Robbie just hadn't had one of those pick and pop looks. That time, defender gets caught too far on the help. Robbie's wide open. Great pass by Q. Robbie sets his feet, and nothing but nylon.
Duquesne's got to be careful here. This is when things start to snowball, when those threes drop. Hall, and a rebound ripped down one-handed by Avila. And now Green. Stopped by 2. Avila with a great fake. The spin. Oh.
The goggles, the game, little up fake, spin. He doesn't always score, but when he does, they're big.
7-point lead. And a foul on Robbie. This is just Robbie Avila at his best.
Yeah, you've got to respect the fake after he just made one. Beautiful spin, little finger roll. I think he and Sharma are the 2 guys that during the runs, they just seem to get, when they get looks, they capitalize. The building wants to go nuts, and they're the 2 guys that seem to finish those shots when the momentum's all in their favor.
3 from the other side won't go for Williams. Here comes Green. Wilkins trying to take over here.
Dre Green gets so low to the ground when he's dribbling through traffic like that.
They're looking for Avila, aren't they? Up the glass and in. Robbie Avila.
Well, we had 2 at half, and we thought, how does he get involved? He had 2 free throws. I don't know what the secret sauce that Coach Schertz sees, but they definitely saw it. 9 quick points for Robbie.
He's now the Billikens' top scorer. The only one in double figures with 11, SLU by 9.
because, not only just me, being on a championship team, but I think we have a lot of guys that have played a lot of college basketball. And so, been in different scenarios. And so I think the combination that we have of our experiences that we've gone through is going to ultimately help us out to, like I said, finish this the right way.
Robbie is the leader on this team. His teammates tell me that. They tell me that game in, game out, he always is there to make an impact. Things run through him, and he had no doubt he wanted to stay with SLU for this season because of head coach Josh Schertz and this team with so many experienced players. It's that experience that has lifted this team to a top spot in the conference, the top spot in the conference, and it's what makes this offense so versatile and so difficult to prepare for. That's why you're seeing so many teams come out so tough against the Billikens. And while both he and Schertz have told me they've been good in stretches, they want to see them put complete games together, putting trust in individual performances to strengthen team success. And tonight looks like Robbie Avila's night, guys.
It does, and he has helped his team build a big lead. Now Trey Green going coast to coast and had it smacked away. And now Jimmy Williams the other way. And Alex Williams, what a block. But a foul is called underneath the basket. Robbie Avila is the team's leading scorer at 12.6 a game tomorrow. He leads all centers in the country with 4.1 assists per game, 1.9 threes per game, and he's the third center in NCAA history with 200-plus career three-pointers. One of the unique players in the game has played in St. Louis for the past 2 seasons.
I was talking about this with my kids today after watching a commercial, which I hope you follow me on this. He's just the most interesting man in college basketball. The way, with the goggles, with the look, the game itself, the way he plays, it's a little unorthodox. He like only shoots three-pointers and left-handed scoops at the basket, it feels like. And he makes baskets at such clutch, big, pivotal moments. He just has this unique ability. He's leading scorer at 12 points, which doesn't blow you away, but his impact is huge.
Billikens have knocked down 5 of their last 6.
Little zone here by Duquesne, 1-2-2. All about those passing lanes, getting their hands up and handle the ball like that.
Ginyard for 3, off the mark. Big rebound by Thames, bats it ahead to himself, and tried to find Green on the other side and couldn't get it to him. Now Alex Williams makes him pay with a 3. Cuts the lead to 4.
Little unforced error that time by Kellen. I think you could just attack it off the dribble or go ahead and skip it across, but use a little arc on the ball. Just straight line pass. It's deflected. Williams gets a 3. There he is.
Off the other end, Robbie Avila.
He's just clutch when you need him. Little push by Duquesne, get the lead to 4, and he just kind of slithers into his open spot. Quick release, up to 14 on the day now.
SLU is 11 of 20 from 3. 55%. Now Williams got away with a walk, and that went off the side of the backboard for DeMichael.
Again.
Avila, will they go up 10?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! A 3 for Robbie Avila. The Billikens go up 10.
John Hughley's just lost Robbie twice in transition. A guy that big, you're thinking, I'm in the paint. That's where I go to play defense, in the paint. And then all of a sudden you look out there and Robbie's at 25 feet. 2 in a row, bang, bang.
There is Hughley, and he puts it in. Hughley cuts the lead to 8. Robbie Avila has gone nuclear here in the second half. He has 15 second half points already. We're at the 13-minute mark. He has 17 for the game. Robbie underneath, and Hughley was able to take it away. Here comes Williams. Gets around a great crossover move to get around Quentin Jones.
Yeah, Williams can play. He's shaky, he's quick, especially to that right hand, right side. Pretty move.
Avila, but closing out was Williams. And now a foul on Williams.
Robbie's just working out there, catching his breath. You see these trail threes. And again, your whole life on defense, you're taught sprint back to the paint, release to the three-point line. No one ever teaches you, oh, make sure you run to 25 feet to guard the 6'10 guy that's going to shoot it as Robbie gets a breath. Paul Otieno's in for him. Here comes Brady Dunlop for Trey Green. Good minutes, really good minutes for both of those guys. It's just something counterintuitive. The big guys get lost with Robbie, and he burns them. Finds that open spot and knocks him down.
You're right. Josh Schertz, he knows him as well as anybody. Saw it, planned for it, found a way to get him his points. Jones working on DeMichael. And the foul on Jake DeMichael.
Yeah, DeMichael held his ground well there, but when Jones followed through, you could hear the little slap on the follow through. And when you're Quentin Jones, you're Kellen Thames, all you have to do is kind of get in the paint and elevate. They're so gifted athletically. When you get to 5 feet, 6 feet, you just raise up, see if you can draw a foul or shoot a little floater.
This is the point in the game where SLU can start to wear you out. You see a lot of hands on hips right now on that free throw.
Yeah.
Attempt coming here from Jones as they stand on the side of the lane. Knocks it down. 61-54. St. Louis. Hughley in the backcourt. And Williams gets it across.
Call it heat. Just keep heat on the ball. It's not really a press, but it's just pressure, making them work.
Toss inside, reverse layup, Alex Williams.
Good catch. Really good catch by Williams. Strong, big shoulders. Grab it, finish it with his left hand.
Big guy out of Dayton, Ohio, Furman transfer.
Again, back to this 1-2-2. The middle's open on this free throw. They can find some space. Right there.
Goes out and started fast. Thames goes in and gets fouled by Hughley.
That's exactly the space.
Kellen Thames, the St. Louis Billikens with a 5-point lead under 12-minute timeout. Sensation Louis Tomlinson is coming to Chaffetz Arena on Saturday, June 27th. Don't miss your chance to see one of the world's biggest artists live in concert. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Good to be with you at Chaffetz Arena. Billikens on top of the heap of the A-10, trying to stay a game in front of VCU. Dayton and St. Joseph's both at 11-5. George Mason won today. Davidson and these Duquesne Dukes.
Well, I think preseason, we think to ourselves, well, who are the powers of the conference? St. Louis U, VCU, and Dayton. And here we are as we enter March, and they're 1, 2, 3 in the standings. Those three teams have had interesting paths to get where they are, kind of up and down in some cases for VCU and Dayton, and maybe their fan bases aren't as happy as they usually are, but they find themselves right in the mix as always.
The Atlantic 10 tournament will be held in the hometown of Duquesne, Pittsburgh. Let's go to Tamar Scher.
Hey guys, well, SLU is the team to beat in the conference. We already know that. But when asking about Coach Schertz's mindset surrounding the bracketology buzz, the NCAA tournament buzz, Schertz said, we're in good shape. We control our own destiny. The more you win, the better your chances of getting in. That's the mindset. Robbie echoed it as well, telling me that every game is magnified. But even in that slow start, he said the sky isn't falling. He said they understand every game has stakes in order for them to guarantee a spot. These next three games, super important, you guys. He said he knows that better than anyone. He understands even when he was playing at Indiana State, falling in that conference tournament with Indiana State after finishing conference play 17-3 and ultimately missing the NCAA tournament. So Robbie Avila and this entire team aims to play with a purpose. They know what these next three games means.
Boy, I'm so glad you brought that up, Tamara. That was really irritating, I thought, when Indiana State couldn't get into the NCAA tournament after their marvelous season. And that does stick with Josh Schertz, Robbie Avila, and crew. They know that. And it's time to step on the gas pedal and get this done.
Yeah, as much as we've been, and deservedly so, praising their success this year, Coach Schertz and Robbie haven't made the tournament. That's a hole in their resume as Williams fires one there.
And Robbie comes up with the loose ball.
And over the course of the next 2-3 weeks, they can remedy that. Not only get themselves in, to get a good seed.
Avila back to Otieno. Little two-man game with the left hand.
You don't always see the two bigs playing two-man game from the perimeter, but a great little slide to the rim there by Paul. Good catch, left-hand finish. Paul's had a really good day today with 9 points so far, 3 rebounds.
SLU back up by 9. Paul. And just out of the reach. Just threw it behind the recipient, Williams.
Yeah, let's take another look at this one from up top. Paul kind of gives it to Robbie on the perimeter and then just slides to the bucket. The help's a little late getting over to the middle. At that point for Paul, it's just a matter of catch, strong hands, and finish.
And now, a chance for SLU to go back up by double digits. Their biggest lead is 10, 60-50. Nelly's loving it. Big house here tonight at Chaffetz. Right in the heart of the city of St. Louis. Sharma tries to find someone. Ginyard says, not today. Throws it up ahead, and Dunlap says, oh yeah, I'll take this right back. Here comes Brady. To Avila, thought about it. Instead, finds Sharma. Open three. Comes up short. Brown tried to knock it out of the hand of Dixon, and it goes back to Ginyard.
Yeah, good find, good skip there by Robbie. Those are usually right in Ish's wheelhouse when the crowd's ready to go.
Ginyard gets it to fall and got fouled. How about that shot? Willing it in.
Ginyard's been a little quiet since his explosive burst to start the game in the first 5 minutes, but really great finish there. Puts him 16 on the day, go to the line for the and one.
He's perfect from the line today, 3 for 3. And the student section, the inflatables, my attempt to jinx him, all failed.
Yeah, no, he's a player. He says, I can take care of this.
Feeling really good.
I've seen these kind of deals before.
6-point game. Otieno. And just gets knocked back by Hall.
That's 7 on Duquesne, so Eshon will go to the lane. We talked about it. I mean, I was kind of waiting on that foul. So much contact on the cuts. He's got to be able, both teams have to be able to get to their spots to run their action. You can't just hold them nonstop.
It's a fight out there for sure. Earlier today, Bob Ramsey and Earl Austin Jr. to start this game were honored 40 years in broadcasting. There they are, our incredible radio team, the Billiken Hall of Famers. Bob Ramsey on the right, Earl Austin Jr. on the left. We absolutely love them and congratulate them on 4 decades together, going back to 1985 when Bob Ramsey first started covering the Billikens and calling games.
Yeah, they're the standard for sure. Just 2 awesome guys. Just so much passion, so much love. If you're a SLU basketball fan, you have a favorite Earl call or a favorite Rammer rant over all the years.
Hall got fouled on the attack. Meanwhile, Paul Otieno is having himself a game. 11 points, 3 rebounds, just knocked down both free throws. He's 5 for 5 from the stripe. But to the free throw line on the other end is Brandon Hall. And it's going to become a free throw shooting contest here with both teams now in the bonus. This is Hall's first trip to the line.
Yeah, if you're Duquesne, you're looking for your combination. How can you make that little spurt back? Of course, Ginyard's been so good. Williams hasn't been quite as effective today as he was in the last game. So is there a stretch where they can find some threes? And this is really their best thing on the offensive rebound.
Ginyard, and he got fouled on the three-point attempt. Sharma got him. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 3. Before those misses by Hall, the teams were identical, 11 of 14 from the free throw line. Now Duquesne 11 of 16, but they're going to get 3 shots for Ginyard.
This is the 3rd time that a St. Louis U player has fouled Duquesne on a 3-point attempt. You've got to contest these things and give them the airspace. It seems like, I'm looking across the SLU bench, some of the assistants are trying to insinuate that Duquesne's kind of following forward so that they're bumping into the players once the ball is gone. I think you just got to stay more connected to them in the first place.
So it goes from an 8-point lead to 6 as he makes 2 of 3.
Really pretty fortunate to get 5 free throws, only have 2 go in if you're a SLU fan.
Otieno finds the cutting Jones, spins in the lane, and a foul underneath.
I think Jones was looking that time after the cut. He was kind of looking to drop it right to Robbie. And Robbie was hanging out by the 3-point line going, no, I'm just out here. I've been on fire. I'm not going to run in there with all those big guys.
Ginyard and Avila both having a chat with the official over there.
Officiating in college basketball or NBA basketball for that matter is a really hard job. I mean, these guys are moving so fast. Strong, quick bodies, and you're trying to determine what's fair and what's not fair in the blink of an eye. It's a tough assignment.
We do appreciate all the officials out there. There's no doubt about that. That is a tough job in any sport, really. Williams on the move. Alex throw him down, and an extra pull on the rim from Dixon. And the fans don't like it. They want a tee.
A little extra pull on the rim and a lot of extra remarks. Kind of pointing at Robbie on that one. Didn't miss the box out.
He's still talking. Robbie Avila. And Dixon got the board tapped back to Ginyard. Up ahead, Alex Williams. Otieno is there. Ginyard, Jones on him, fouled him. Quentin Jones called for the foul.
Well, as much as we said it's a tough job, we've had a few tight whistles here, and if you're the players, you've got to adjust. How do you play freely without fouling? 9 team fouls in the Billikens, 8 for Duquesne. A lot of whistles in the second half. And not the guy you want to gets into the line.
Now, Ginyard has been fantastic today. He's 7 of 8 from the line. He has 20 points. Billiken faithful doing all they can, but this free throw would cut it to 4 and a miss. And here comes Jones.
And Dixon, after that putback, gets a seat on the bench. He was really breathing hard. That's an
And a foul as Quentin Jones, right in front of our pal Bob O'Loughlin, wishes that one would have fallen. 5-point lead. Have scored 20 points in the paint, presented by CertaPro Painters. For interior, exterior, commercial and residential painting, hire the pros at CertaPro Painters. Get your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. With Troy Robertson and Tamar Scher, I'm Tom Ackerman. The Billikens with a 69-64 lead with 7:58 to go. This was a physical contest, and then the officials started to blow the whistle a bit, Troy.
Yeah, the game has really turned into a free throw contest the last 4 minutes. And so how can you defend without fouling? How can you hold your ground and keep that level of physicality without grabbing, holding, and getting a whistle called? As Quentin Jones goes to the line for 2 shots here on his last drive attempt. And you mentioned it earlier, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes ago. I'm looking at it now. It seems like there's a lot of tired bodies out there that goes into the fouling. You're just a step slow from fatigue, just a little extra reach because you can't quite get there. And can one of these two teams push through that for a 2 or 3 minute stretch? If it's St. Louis U, push the lead out, or if it's Duquesne, close this gap.
Jones knocks them both in, keeping Duquesne at arm's length here, 71-64. 4 fouls on Dion Brown. He's on the bench with 4. 3 for Avila, 3 for Jones. That's the situation slews in as Williams goes in, goes down, misses the shot. Here come the Billikens. Thames, 2 on 4. Tries to bounce it inside Otieno. No kick ball off the foot of the Duquesne player.
Now they missed that one there. That was an easy kick. Kellen right in the middle of the lane trying to slide it down to Paul.
Ginyard tries to shoot over Otieno. He goes down, and here come the Billikens. Back and forth we go. Thames, Jones. He'll slice in. Quentin spinning around and got fouled by Netchus.
And that's exactly what we just talked about. Williams just a half step slow on that help. Reaches in on the left hand. And I love college basketball players. I used to do this too. it can't possibly be a foul. He's signaling right away for a review on an obvious foul because the last thing you could do is just raise your hand and say, yeah, I fouled him.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Right.
Jones knocks down another free throw.
A little accountability in front of 10,600 here.
Well, SLU hasn't made a basket in almost 4 minutes, but they're accumulating their points via free throw as Jones does it again.
I think Jones has had one of his best games this season on the patient side. He's kind of hit the tempo to go full speed when he needed it, and other times just been really cautious and picked his spots. Obviously drawn a lot of fouls and converting at the line.
Jimmy Williams got blocked out of bounds off Duquesne. It's SLU basketball. Billikens are 17 of 20 from the free throw line. They've made 11 in a row.
Don't challenge. They're thinking about it.
I think they went off Duquesne. I saw it from here.
I thought it was pretty clear.
They are going to challenge.
Again, you can never listen to the guy that just shot the ball. You have to know, like, every player thinks that there's no way they couldn't have possibly not made the play.
Now, where we're situated, center court, we are a good, what would you say, 50 feet at least?
Yeah.
From that. Let's see if we're right.
Yeah, here we are talking big like we know what we're doing. It's a good challenge. Paul. And then Dixon hits. You know what? That might have been off Paul's right knee.
I remember now.
But Dixon on the follow through. I think, speaking of accountability, I'll take my own words. I think I'm going to correct myself and say I was wrong. That looked on the replay like that's Duquesne basketball. Dixon swatting at it off of what I thought was his knee initially, but looked like Paul Otieno's on the review.
And so the review takes place, 73-64, SLU in the lead. Billikens have been very good at the stripe. They have out-rebounded 25-22 Duquesne. It is a successful challenge for Duquesne. It's going to be their ball underneath the basket.
So again, I just want to issue my apologies to everybody watching in Pittsburgh that thought I was being a homer to give the ball to St. Louis U. I stand corrected. Clearly Duquesne basketball.
I'll join you on that. We thought we had it, but there you go. The angle, our cameras caught it.
We're both close to our 50s. Maybe that's the problem.
Ginyard, boy, is he good. Williams for three. What a great attack pass. Ginyard made that work.
Yeah, just got in the paint. We say all the time, there's gold in that paint. You get in there, people have to help. He gets the draw on the dish. Williams knocks that down, gives him 16 on the day.
Ginyard has 20 with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 16 for Jimmy Williams. And he's out challenging Trey Green. Green back to Avila. They love that.
Great spot.
Robbie Avila knocks it down.
That's just so frustrating. Williams was working so hard on the ball, and Trey Green, the big for Duquesne, just helped one step too far. Robbie slides back and burns him.
I mean, look at him firing one out to Jimmy Williams. That kid is a player, Ginyard. And run down by Dixon. Now Netches finds Hall. He scoops it back to Dixon. Dixon's going to work on Robbie Avila. He talked trash to him earlier, and he gets fouled and misses the shot.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time here as we see the replay. Williams is just working so hard on Trey Green, sticking with him, and Natchez just slides one step too far. They tried to switch it, but it's just a little late, and Robbie doesn't need much time on that catch and his follow-through. Up to 20 on the day and 18 in the second half for Robbie.
Dixon now 3 of 5 from the line. Avila has 20 points. Co-leader in this game with Ginyard. He comes out to another nice round of applause. Dixon makes them both. 7-point lead, 76-69, under 6 minutes.
Dixon's really played well. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Obviously a big, physical, strong guy. Productive in there.
Thames in the paint. Short rebound, Williams. Here come the Dukes. Ginyard right around Trey, right into Otieno and scores.
Strong finish. Trey Green gambled just a little bit. He kind of went out to try and get that pass and gave up a right-hand drive. Strong finish by Ginyard.
Terrence Ginyard, the transfer from UT Martin, the Tampa native, now with 22 points. Quentin Jones. And Netchus with the rebound. And another chance for Duquesne to cut in. It's a 5-point game under 5 minutes.
Yeah, got to set your defense here.
Netchus wants it back. Draws 2. They whip it around to Ginyard for 3. Bang! Terrence Ginyard lighting up St. Louis. He hits a 3. And Duquesne cuts it to 2. They're on a 7-0 run. On top by 2, 76-74. Terrence Ginyard comes alive again. Troy Robertson, he has 25 points. He's 4 of 8 from 3.
Well, he's been dynamic right from the beginning today. Just absolutely burst out of the gates the first 4 minutes with 12 points. Had a little lull in the middle, but he has just made winning play after winning play here down the stretch. We talked about it a couple minutes ago. Both teams look tired. Who would be able to find some energy and put some pressure on the other team and make some plays? And it's been Duquesne. 7-0 run. Now just down 2 with 4:46 to go. Robbie Avila checks back in the game for St. Louis U.
A nervous crowd awaits this next possession. 4.5 minutes to go. SLU led by 10 in this half. Green hesitates, can't get it to fall.
Dixon influenced that one just enough, came over, took a swat at it. Trey's kind of clapping his hands. He knew he had a good chance to finish that one there.
And flying in is Hall, and the ball goes out of bounds. I think Duquesne got away with not 1 but 2 travels there, honestly. Netchus and Hall, and now SLU wants a challenge. The players do. I'm not sure they're going to get it. Here it comes inbounds. Ball is blocked. It's knocked away, and Avila comes up.
And remember, they used their challenge early.
Yep, they sure did. Players all turn around, and Shirt's like, I can't do that.
Right. You looked right at Trey Green and said, I don't have one.
Avila to Trey Green in the bucket for a 3.
That's big for Trey. Kind of been working out there, had some frustration today, hadn't come together for a huge time to knock that one down, got his feet set. Nylon.
Dixon screens Jones to allow Ginyard to have some room. Now gets it back from Ginyard. 3 Billikens around him. He stumbles his way out of bounds. And SLU gets the ball back with 3:11 to go.
Really great defense there, holding this defensive position. His mama named him David, but we call him Trey.
control of this game in the second half.
There's a lot of different ways to beat you. He slides to the rim on the first one. That's his patented pick and pop where he screens. Here was just kind of probably the play of the day. Beautiful fake and spin move to finish. Here he's deep from that right corner. He loves that right 45-degree angle over there by his bench, by his buddy Coach Schertz. Just had an amazing second half, 18 points coming off of 2, and really not just that he had 2 in the first half, but not involved. Just not marquee, wasn't really in the flow of any of those plays. Just kind of came out and established himself right away. Sometimes getting that first layup, see the ball go in the hole, gives you a lot of confidence, and he just found the right space. We've talked about it all year on these broadcasts. It's so hard as a defender, as a big guy defender. When you play pick and roll, you're just taught to guard that guard as he comes off the screen and follow him, at least for a step or two. And with Robbie, if you do that, you blink, and all of a sudden he's wide open from 20 feet, knocks it down, and burns you every time.
Avila has 4 fouls. He's out there pushing his way from Netchus to get the ball. Netchus tried to poke it away. Trey Green buries the 3! That's a killer 3 from Trey Green.
Just got lost on the underneath. His defender ran into the body of Robbie. We talked about it. Trey's there for the handoff. 2 in a row, 2 huge threes at critical moments.
Pelicans stretch the lead to 8. Ginyard. It gets stuck at the top of the backboard. And the bounce goes Slew's way.
Somebody get the dry mop. See Trey Green, another handoff.
There it is.
Top of the key. That one just felt butter all the way right out of his hands.
Avila's going to poke it out of there. He does it all. There you go. Most threes made in a single season. Trey Green climbing the charts.
Gibson Jefferson up there 3 times. 83 is a whole lot in the season with still a lot of ball left to go. Trey just shoots such a great percentage. He doesn't need the attempts that some guys do. Maybe find a heat check here.
Green is just a fantastic player. Look at him go. Fires one out. Foul call. Trey Green this season only has 19 turnovers. He has 1 today.
It's amazing. And he's, not like he's just buried in the corner and never touches the ball unless he shoots it. A primary ball handler, lots of pressure. I've shown the picture to my 5th grade team that I coach. He gets so low when he handles the ball. It's almost impossible to steal it. When he gets below his knees, level to the ground, just a fun player to watch.
So great to have the Xavier transfer here in St. Louis. Came into today 46% from 3. He ups that a tick, going 3 for 5 from beyond the arc, and comes out of the game to a big ovation with 2:15 to go, and the Billikens up 10.
Huge hand for him. I think they want to see a little pressure here. Probably just a minute, 30-second rest for Trey. They'll get him back on offense. I would think he's offense for defense at this point.
Ginyard tries to get around Sharma, can't. Picks up his dribble. Dixon on Avila. Turn around for Dixon. He's short, and Avila comes up with a rebound, and Slew trying to slam the door on Duquesne.
Really good position defense by Robbie. He's not going to go up and block your shot, but he just held his ground, and forced a contested jump hook there.
What a bounce. Tried to feed it to Otieno. Still got it. Paul Otieno kept it alive.
Way to stay with it there. Good tenacity from Paul. Stay with it. Gather it. Finish inside.
Jimmy Williams can't get it to fall. And the desperation time about to expire here for the Duquesne Dukes as the crowd rises to its feet at Chaffetz Arena, and the Billikens looking to go 26-3 on the season.
Yeah, Trey Green's both those timely threes when it was a 2-point game. Pushes it up to 8, and then he gets the free throws to make it 10. They have to foul. Duquesne fouls here. Quentin Jones sends him to the line for 2 more. Duquesne made a valiant push in the second half, just couldn't quite get over the hump.
Slew is on a 10-0 run. Look how this place looks with everybody standing. It is perfect. What a great arena.
And I'll tell you, not to get ahead of ourselves a little bit, but senior night next week, March the 4th, I believe, here at Chaffetz with Loyola in town. Come out and see Robbie, see Paul, see Dion. These guys have really just had a tremendous year.
Ginyard gets around and scores. This score will not indicate how tight this game was.
Yeah.
Duquesne came out looking great, took a 12-point lead, SLU battled back, and in the second half ran away. It was a great basketball game.
Really well played, hard fought, both teams physical. In the end, just a little bit more shot making on the Billiken side. Robbie and Trey really finished the second half with their three-point shot making. Speaking of. On cue.
23 points for Robbie Avila. The exclamation point, the cherry on top. Big time night for the Billikens' big star. And SLU finishes it off. They go to 14-2 in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
All right, let's dribble it out. No nonsense. Okay, good job. We did it.
Dribble far away from everybody.
I'm talking to you, VCU.
The Billikens take a one-game lead on VCU again in the A-10. And they win this contest 91-76 over Duquesne.